What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it again. What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach. I'm back at it again, man. Listen, it's time to have that discussion, folks. It's time to have that discussion, man. Listen here, the New York Jets, right, coming off a very impressive preseason win against the Packers. We're going to have that discussion tonight. We're going to be talking about that 30-10, okay? And things looked really, really good. The Jets looked like a well-oiled machine offensively, okay? And the defense, stood out too. We're going to be talking about that. There were some other things that went on as well. Some players that really showed up and showed out. We're going to have that discussion. Also, we're going to talk about, Jets practice. Okay, some things that took place today in Jets practice. We got guys that are injured. Some things we're going to have to discuss there. And we got an upcoming game as well. Another preseason game, okay, against the those old Giants. All right, that's going to be happening Saturday. So we're going to be talking about what we want to see from them and all this stuff. So I got a lot to talk about tonight, all right? And I can go on forever and forever. Let me get the show started. Listen. I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. Okay? I love it. I truly do. And I want to thank everybody for the feedback. I am also on Twitter as well. Okay? I call it Twitter. You're going to have to let it go. All right. A lot of people will hit your boy up, say, well, Joe, it's X, it's this. I don't care. Okay. I don't care. I'm telling you the honest truth. I really don't care. It's always going to be Twitter to me. So that's what I'm going to call it. Okay. Just let it go. At this point, just let it go because it's said and done. Okay. It's said and done. Hold on a second, Max. Hold on just a second. So we're looking at this situation, right? You can say whatever you want to say about me calling it Twitter, okay? But it is what it is. So please hit your boy up on Twitter, okay? At The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. And let's go back and forth. I get into a lot of arguments over there. I do. In my DMs, people want to argue with me on the timeline. That is fine, okay? I like having civil discussions, but a lot of y'all don't. A lot of y'all like to just go crazy and run amok. And, you yell, and I'll yell right back at you, okay? So, again, at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter, okay? And if you want to catch the show live, okay, if you want to catch it live, guess where you can go? Go on over to YouTube, okay? Type in Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube, okay? Go ahead and go over there and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, okay? So when I post content, you will be in the know. Click all. All right. Now, mind you, again, we live stream the show. There's other content up there. But if you want to check out these shows live, you're going to have to deal with some people. Okay. It's my chat. Okay. And I call my chat the Savages. You want to know why? Because they're savage. They're savage. They don't care about anything. They don't care about if they don't like your take, if they don't like what you bring to the table, trust, they're going to let it be known. Okay. They're going to let you know. All right, so salute to the Savages. Again, the callers tonight, I will get back to everybody in case I have to miss your call. So we're going to get into the topics and everything. Hold on a second, Max. We're going to get to you in just a second. Salute to all the Savages. Again, please give the stream a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. All right. So first thing we're going to do here is we're going to talk about the Jets game against the Packers again, our preseason game that happened. And Jets got a 30-10 win. First off, the Jets came out and they played their starters, which is what I was hoping was going to happen. Because, again, this is a brand new offense, right? Brand new offensive scheme, right? You got a brand new coaching staff in the building. There's a lot of pressure on this team to just perform, to just look solid, right? To come out and look like they have awareness, be prepared, and seem like they have some sort of grip on the game. And playing your starters, getting everybody in the same mode, understanding timing, especially for your offense, okay? Tanner Engelstrand is bringing in a brand new offense, especially for your offense is very important for you to gel, for you to find a way to get your timing down, for you to find out, the nooks and crannies and everything, your audibles, all the stuff, your calls, get all this stuff, fleshed out before you go into the season. This was something I said multiple times throughout the Aaron Rodgers era here, right? The first year, I literally was saying, hey, they should play in all their preseason games. At least get your starters out there for a drive or 2 drives. Get them out there. Because if you don't, they're going to go out there and look confused. And there was huge expectations on those seasons. Well, guess what? Jets came out. Things were looking very confusing early. And this was even before Aaron Rodgers got hurt. You could see that the offensive line, these guys weren't blocking well. He was running for his life. Then Aaron Rodgers goes down, and we saw throughout the season guys running the wrong routes, guys not knowing where they were supposed to be. And even when Aaron Rodgers came back the next season, there were still issues with that. All right? So getting all the starters out there, having them play, I thought was a good move for this Jets staff. I'm going to start with the positives, all right, of what I saw from this team in their game against the Packers. The offense looked super smooth. It really, really did. Justin Fields came out with a good command of the offense. He was 3 of 4, 42 yards throwing the football. He had 1 rushing touchdown. That was phenomenal. All right, things broke down around the pocket. He utilized his feet and got out of there. He actually ran twice for 14 yards. Justin Fields looked really good. He looked like he knew what he was supposed to be doing out there. Got the ball out of his hands quickly. That's been a knock on Justin Fields in the past, was that he holds on to the ball for far too long. Salutes the Phenom. I see you in the building. Salute Savage. A lot of people say that he holds on to the ball far too long and he takes unnecessary sacks. Well, in this game, he was getting the ball out of his hands very quick, very decisive, right? Very quick to get rid of the football, very easy. Look, he's going to take whatever the defense gives him. Salutes to you, Todd. Good to see you in the building as well. So I like what I saw a lot of Justin Fields. The Jets' offensive line looked really good too. Mimbu looked good, right? The protection, the pass pro was really, really solid in this game. I like what I saw at the offensive line, and not just the starters, some of the backups too, which, by the way, is of importance to the Jets, right? Having solid offensive line quality depth, that's very important in this league. Very important. We've seen that bite us in the keister before as well, right? We got 1 or 2 guys go down on our offensive line, and we struggle for the rest of the season. We've seen that. We literally seen that here. So the offensive line looked good as well. Braylon Allen had a good show, all right? 8 rushes for 33 yards. He had a big 14-yard run that really helped the New York Jets in a drive to end it in points. Isaiah Davis looked good as well, all right? 6 rushes for 14 yards. He's a guy I think is going to have way more to do with the offense this season than he has in the past. Andrew Beck, this fullback, oh, baby. Let me tell you something. Andrew Beck looked really good out there. He had 2 catches for 36 yards. One of his catches was a catch and run for 24 yards, and that was a big catch and run for the New York Jets in that drive, right? Really, he was making things happen. He was a guy that Justin Fields was just finding open within the defense. Boom, pitching him the ball and letting him go do his thing. Tyler Johnson's another guy, man. We talk about this wide receiver depth. We talk about this wide receiver core, and a lot of people, including myself, saying, hey, the only guy that's probably safe here is Garrett Wilson. That's about it. After him, everybody's pretty much, it's a question mark. We don't know what's going to happen or what's going on, right? We know that Allen Lazard hasn't shown us that he's the guy that we all thought that he would be at one point, right? He's been a real big disappointment. Malachi Corley, a lot of people saying he's probably going to get cut this upcoming cuts before the season starts. That's very possible, right? He's one of the guys, and we'll talk about him a little bit later. I'll tell you what, Tyler Johnson he's making it hard. He's making it very, very tough for this Jets staff to look at him and say, you don't need to be on this roster. We're going to move on from you. He's making himself a very tough cut. He is making play after play, okay? Tyler Johnson, 2 catches for 27 yards, some tough catches, and he made them, and he continued to do his thing and stand up. He's been a guy that's really put things together. And the Jets offense scored on their starting drive. Wow. How long has it been since we had that, right? Where they're scoring on their opening drives. The Jets offense did that. And again, it's just preseason. It's just preseason. But to get a look at this offense and look how smooth it ran. Against the Packers, they had starters in too. Look how smooth it was. Like a well-oiled machine. Was just able to get down the field, easy peasy, get into the end zone and get rolling. They played pretty well. I was very impressed. Very sharp. I want to see more from this offense. You go to the Jets defense, and It looked good, but there were some issues. All right, there were some issues. First off, it started off the very first play from the Jets defense. They get on the field, and it's immediate penalty for encroachment. We're going to be talking about penalties. That was one of the negative things that I took away from this game. All right. But let me tell you something. As things kept rolling, this guy, Jay Tufele, for those of you that don't know, he is from USC, Fight On. Jay Tufele showed out in this game. He showed out. 3 total tackles, had 1.5 sacks, had a fumble recovery, and in that fumble recovery, he was in the end zone, so it was a touchdown for the New York Jets. Jay Tufele showed up. I'm telling you. And he could have had more sacks than just that 1.5. That bull rush that he was putting on was wild. That Packers offensive lineman could not handle him. That offensive line couldn't handle him. He was always like a tick, just like 1 second away from sacking the quarterback. He was causing some havoc back there. I'm talking pushing the pocket, okay? He was causing disruptions for real. For real. All right? Sauce Gardner, he looked really good. He shut some things down as well. I thought he got a ticky-tack pass interference call. I didn't think it was really pass interference, but it is what it is. But Sauce looked really good. Leonard Taylor III, he's a guy, looked really good in this game too. Had a sack, a forced fumble. That was the fumble that Jay Tufele recovered for a touchdown. Listen, Leonard Taylor III, Watts, McGregor, anybody remember those guys? Those were guys that Jets fans, everybody, right, was going crazy about. Oh, man, we got these young rookie guys that know how to rush the passer. They're going to go into the season, really do some things. And we didn't see what we thought we were going to see out of those guys last season. Maybe this is the season where Aaron Glenn, Steve Wilks are able to truly unlock the potential of these guys. This was something I was thinking about. We talk about Will McDonald being the guy that I think, me personally, I think he's going to have 14, 15 sacks this year. But there's a bit of question marks outside of him. Who else is the next pass rusher? Yeah, Jermaine Johnson, and again, Jermaine Johnson has been activated off the pup, so he is, out there, doing his thing. He can practice. But Jermaine Johnson's coming off of a big injury, so we can't really have big expectations for him, right? Who's the next guy that's going to be able to give us some sack production, some real solid sack production as Jermaine continues to get his body back and get his legs underneath him? And I'm looking at this rotation, and I'm saying to myself, maybe it's the Jay Tufeles, the Leonard, Taylors, the Wattses, the McGregors, that these guys within the rotation are going to be able to put together some numbers, some sack numbers that are really going to help the New York Jets propel to the top as far as defensively, getting back to where we need to be, right? Maybe that's going to be the thing that's really going to put us back on the map, right? Because the Jets defense last year was not what we thought it should have been and what we were hoping it was going to be going into the season, okay? So I'm very, very interested to see what happens as we continue forward, because those 3 guys and Leonard Taylor really, again, showed us what he can bring to the table. Big strip sacks, all stuff like that. So quickly to get to the negatives, all right, after I talk about the positives of defense. The negatives were the New York Jets penalty issues continue, okay? And I love Aaron Glenn and this staff, and I know they're going to find a way to get this fixed. But, bruh, there was 10 penalties last night by the New York Jets. 10 penalties for 91 yards. Now, keep in mind, there were more penalties than that on the New York Jets. There was penalties that got declined. The Jets should have had like 13, 14 penalties. Easy. That's Robert Saleh stuff. Robert Saleh, is that you? That's Robert Saleh stuff. The Jets were always heavily penalized with Saleh as our head coach. This is a different time. This is a different day. And one of the things that, man, I saw, from Aaron Glenn that I liked. I didn't like the penalties, but I did like this. Malik Willis, is running out of bounds. He gets hit by a Jets player, and Malik was clearly out of bounds, Let alone, now, we know this is the NFL. You don't want to touch a quarterback. You don't want to do that if you don't have to. You're going to get flagged. These are the days where if you breathe on a quarterback, you're going to get flagged. But Malik Willis, clearly out of bounds, a Jets player hits him, easy peasy flag, unnecessary roughness. Now that was a dumb play. Shouldn't have done that. Then right after, the very next play after that, okay, Macquarie Brawl hits Musgrave, okay, a Packers offensive player. He hits him as he's clearly out of bounds and gets another unnecessary roughness. Back-to-back plays. When I tell you those guys got to the sidelines and the camera panned to the Jets sideline to Aaron Glenn, he was letting those dudes have it. He was letting everybody near him have it and let them know that he was not going to stand for these penalties, that he was not happy about it. He let it be known immediately. And the reason why I say I love that is because if this was Robert Saleh, as much as I like Saleh, I liked him a lot, he wouldn't have said anything. We've seen that. He wouldn't have said anything. Those guys get penalties, okay, cool. Aaron Glenn is letting you know off the bat, I'm not standing for it. They've got to clean this up, bro. They got to clean this up. And I know that Aaron Glenn, and again, I know Aaron Glenn and his staff, I know they're going to work. I know they're going to push it. They're going to do whatever they got to do to get this out of this team's DNA. But this high penalty stuff, it'll cost the New York Jets. We saw it cost us multiple times last season. From gifting teams, sustaining their drives, gifting them yards, gifting them scores, putting ourselves in bad positions with penalties that hurt us as well. Like, it's got to stop. Aaron Glenn and his staff, again, I know they're going to do it. They've got to work to get rid of that. You've got to get that out the Jets' DNA. Even teams that are more talented than us cannot survive in this league doing that. They can't survive. So I didn't like that. I didn't like the penalties. 10 for 91 yards. Whoa. All right. There's a lot of players that flashed as well. Guys that everyone's looking at. Second, third string guys. I thought Martinez looked really good. 11 for 16, 152 yards. He had a touchdown throw as well. Cook, I thought looked good. 6 for 8, 62 yards. Let me tell you something. Donovan Edwards, this running back I really like him. 9 carries for 42 yards. He seems to just keep rolling after first contact. It seems like nobody can tackle him. I don't know what's going on. He's making it happen. He's a guy that once you meet him, he's either going to run through you or slip away from you. And he keeps his feet moving no matter where he goes. He's a smaller guy, small in stature, a little bowling ball. You hit him, he just bounces off of you. He just keeps trying to find a way to run north. It's crazy. So I like him a lot. I don't know if the Jets will carry 4 running backs. I'm hoping that he's a guy that we can stash on the practice squad if we don't carry 4. But he's a guy, man, that he's got something. He's got something. And I would like to see him, stay a Jet and see, how the Jets will be able to continue to help him grow. Arian Smith looked good as well. 2 catches, 18 yards. He's a guy I think is going to make the playoffs. He had an opportunity for a big catch, to probably get a score, but the ball was overthrown. He's a guy that has some speed that can take the top off the defense. He's going to be that weapon that when you sleeping on people, boom, he going to slide right behind that defense, and it's going to be a quick 6, okay? You better wake up, because if you fall asleep on him, you're going to have nightmares about him, all right? Stiggers look good, put a lot of things together, especially on special teams. He looked solid. Jamin Davis looked great as well. He had a sack. McGregor had half a sack. And Austin McNamara, the Jets' rookie punter, he looked pretty good. His punts were pretty solid. All right? I'm excited about that too. Now, players that looked like they could be cooked. Malachi Corley didn't do much. 1 catch, 8 yards. If he don't start putting something together, he could probably be gone. Real talk. That guy could probably end up getting cut, when that time comes. So quickly, we're going to be covering, and I'm going to get to you, Max, and we're going to get to the callers as well, the other callers as well. And again, I want to thank everybody for calling in. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell if you haven't already, and give the stream a thumbs up, okay? Quickly, injury updates for the Jets. Quinnen Williams is back after missing, I think it was like 2 weeks. Jermaine Johnson, again, activated off the PUP So he's eligible to practice. He was warming up as well. Mason Taylor looking like he's back as well from that high ankle sprain, excuse me. He was doing some drills. So we'll see how the Jets continue to, play his situation and what's going on with him. Jet practice looks solid. Justin Fields was having a really solid day, looking good in drills, did a lot of things, was throwing a lot of really solid short balls. He actually threw a touchdown to Jeremy Ruckert. That was really good as well. I thought it was a solid day for Justin Fields. He had a good start. The Giants pass rush, because they are doing those joint practices, Giants pass rush started to really get rolling, especially Burns, which Burns is a really good pass rusher. Started really getting rolling. Burns looked solid. So things look really good for the Jets. Things look really good for the Jets. Mason Taylor's back. That looked good for the Jets, especially, again, with what is needed within our passing offense. So really, really excited for him. Tyrod Taylor had a knee scope today. For those of you that do not know, he will not be available for the rest of the preseason. They're hoping, right, that he's going to be ready for week 1 of the regular season. Now, that's going to put some pressure, right? Because if he's not, then the Jets are going to have to look somewhere for their backup, right? Again, you got guys like Cook. You got guys like Martinez. We have some options there, for backup quarterback. But this is a deal, all right? Because Tyrod Taylor is that guy that's a really solid backup. You can go to him. He's not going to hurt your team. Start to wonder how much longer, is it going to take for him to heal up from that situation, that knee scope. So I'm hoping that he's going to be ready for week 1. But if he isn't, the Jets are going to have to cross that line and figure things out. So now it's big for, again, guys like Cook, Martinez, these guys to compete, because who knows, they might go into the season as the New York Jets backup quarterback. We will see. But I'm hoping a speedy recovery for Tyrod Taylor. Cook had an ankle injury today at practice, but it was nothing serious. But Allen Lazard does have a shoulder injury, so he's going to be missing, I think, like 2 weeks. So Jets-Giants game is going to be Saturday. I'm hoping to see the Jets play their starters for a couple series again and put some solid things together, okay? So we got to get to these lines. We got to get to these calls, man, because boy, oh boy, is there a lot of things moving and shaking surrounding the New York Jets, and we got to have the discussion. Max, salutes to you. I'm coming directly to you, Max. Listen, there's been a lot of things going on, but before we get to your call, I got to put some respect on your name, okay? For those of you that do not know Max, he is a savage. He's a savage, okay? Listen, Max, Jets, Packers, we're going to start there. Preseason game. Jets look pretty good. What were your thoughts about what you saw from Justin Fields in the game?
So I think Justin Fields looks really good so far, and I like that Engstrand is doing an efficient offense. He had a nice touchdown run. The wide receiver, I can't remember the name of the wide receiver, who I think it was Aaron Smith, who blocked for the Fields rushing touchdown, but I think Fields has potential. I like how Tanner Engstrand ran the offense for Justin Fields. I'm saying, if Justin Fields wants to be successful, we need to run a Ravens-style offense. So I hope this offensive performance of the starters continues to roll on in the regular season. And, Engstrand so far looks like a good play caller, noticeably way better than Nathaniel Hackett. Hackett was a horrible play caller.
Mm-hmm.
He
was terrible.
Worst play caller I've ever seen. He makes Adam Gase look like Sean McVay. So I'm glad that Tanner Engstrand's doing good, even though it's preseason.
Yeah. Adam Gase was garbage, and so was he. But at the end of the day, like you said, Justin Fields, I thought, looked pretty smooth, had great command of the offense. I thought he looked good. One of the things that I don't want to say surprised me, but I was kind of in awe about was how great the Jets offensive line played, especially Mimbu. He looked really good out there. It just seemed like it was just everything was solid with them up front. The pass pro was solid. The run blocking was solid. They opened up holes. Even the backups looked good all night. Like, the offensive line looked great all night. There wasn't any kind of glaring weakness or any big holes. What were your thoughts about that, man? Were you impressed by the way the Jets offensive line looked?
Because, we have good offensive line. We actually have good offensive line coaching. Keith Carter is an incompetent offensive line coach. We had good offensive linemen, but, because Keith Carter's like the worst offensive line coach in the league, our offensive line looked bottom 10, even with the Titans, he was the most, incompetent offensive line coach I've ever seen. I saw with the Titans, every Titans player hated Keith Carter, and then we brought him in, and, he drove, half the Jets linemen out of town, he's a very horrible O-line coach. I hope the O-line coach that we have is going to improve the offensive line. I can't remember the name of the offensive line coach. Think his name is Steve Hyden. He's doing a good job. We got good run holes. We got some pass lanes, and I hope that this is a positive sign for the offensive line. If we play like this, we could be a top 10 offensive line by the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. This offensive line, if they can hold up, boy, oh boy, are things going to get nasty, especially, again, we're giving Justin Fields time to find his guys. Now, we're talking about finding a man, a guy that I saw that in the receiving game that I thought was phenomenal, Andrew Beck. This is a guy that made some plays out there. Were you shocked about how involved the fullback position was within the offense on the first drive?
Yeah, I was shocked.
Or in the drives, period.
We never used fullback. And I don't see a lot of NFL teams use fullbacks, but I think it's a good addition to have a fullback in the offense. I think if Beck is playing good, I was shocked he was even getting the ball as much. Another player I was shocked was Arian Smith. He even though he had like very limited reps, he had like 2 receptions. He played good with those receptions. And I saw a video about college football talk about the rise of Arian Smith. I feel like he could have potential as a Jets because I feel like at Georgia, I understand why a lot of people Jets fans are mad. We took maybe Arian Smith a little bit too early on the board, but he has potential. He just had a lot of injuries in Georgia. In 2024, he had the most drops in college football, and I feel like, they have a new device that's helping Arian Smith, like, better with catching the football. And, I feel like Arian Smith could be a really good deep threat because, he's a speedy wide receiver. He just was always, he was injury-prone in Georgia, so I hope he succeeds with the Jets.
Yeah. No, yeah. Listen, I'm right there with you. I think he has the ability. The knocks on him, like you said, were that, issues with catching and all these things. So, seems like he's cleaned a lot of that stuff up, man. He's been making some noise all throughout this offseason. So I'm excited to see what he's bringing to the table and that ability to stretch the field the way that he has because he's so fast. I'm telling you, he's gonna catch a lot of people slipping and put some things together throughout this season, I foresee. So with that being said, what are your thoughts about Jay Tufele and the show that he put on? Everybody's been talking about him. I've been talking about him. Of course, he's from SC, so I expected, great things from him. But, man, the bull rushes and what we saw up front, man, how excited are you about him?
I'm excited. I think Jay Tufele can make the 53-man roster. I don't know, just my opinion, because he's explosive, but Curry Ball's not making it. He had a really bad penalty, Crossman penalty. I think Tufele, normally, when these players get penalties, the previous Jets, some Jets players they won't play really that good. But once he got the Jay Tufele got the penalty, he still played really good. I feel like he could make the 53-man roster. He could be really good. Maybe book it maybe 4 or 5 sacks. Could be this number 2 behind Will McDonald and Quentin Williams, 3rd best pass rusher on the team. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I think he definitely has the ability to make I think he will make the roster, especially if he continues these type of performances. And the Jets' defensive line rotation, I think is going to be really solid. And they're, going to be able to produce. I think Steve Wilks is going to get a lot of the great things out of these guys. Now, you talked about penalties, and that's where I wanted to go next with you, man. We saw 10 penalties for 91 yards. Do you think that Aaron Glenn and his staff is going to be able to get this penalty bug out of the Jets' DNA?
100% agree with that. And, I think Aaron Glenn is doing a better job than what Salah's done because, we saw in the press conference, Aaron Glenn was talking about the brand. He said most of it was the brand, but the brand he didn't like was the amount of penalties. Because, he was like, because I saw a press conference with Aaron Glenn, I like these at least acknowledging the issue. He talked to McCrary Ball. You saw the reaction on the sideline. He was shooting out McCrary Ball. He sat him out for a series. That's what I liked with Aaron Glenn. Salah was just too soft on the players. He had a blank stare every time a player had a penalty. Didn't really care about the penalty. He just put them in the next series. What I like about Glenn is, he benches them for a snap. If they make penalties, he chews them out, which I think is good because, the Jets have previously, I feel like the last 2 years, the Jets have been leading the NFL with penalties. So I like that Glenn is actually chewing players out when they make a mistake and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my thought.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we got Tyrod Taylor dealing with the knee scope. He's going to be out for the rest of preseason. They're hoping he's ready for week 1, man. What are your thoughts about that? And how concerned are you about, this kind of leaking into the season? Who do you think ends up being the Jets' backup quarterback then?
So I feel like it's a battle, either back no, either Adrian Martinez or Brady Cook. But I feel like Martinez, I don't know. I think Adrian Martinez can be the case for backup because I feel like he's more experienced. Brady Cook's a rookie. He's undrafted free agent at Mizzou. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like with the player, I don't know. Brady Cook could be a good third string, but Martinez would be the better backup. That's just my opinion on it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I like Martinez a lot. I think he's a guy that more than likely is probably going to end up being the Jets backup, but we'll see. We'll see because Cook put together some really good stuff out there as well. I saw him make a lot of quality throws, and he had a really good command of the offense too. So we'll see what happens going forward. But that battle, that battle, the stakes just went up there because again, there was a lot of question marks on whether the Jets would carry 3 quarterbacks. A lot of people saying they wouldn't do that, and whoever kind of won this battle would be on the Jets practice squad. But if Tyrod Taylor, if this situation, seeps into the regular season where he's just not ready to go, whoever comes out of that battle can end up being the New York Jets backup quarterback. Do you think the Jets should look elsewhere in the league, maybe look at the free agent market and try to snatch a guy up?
I mean, if all our backup quarterbacks are injured, yeah. I mean, if Tyrod is injured way longer, I think Kirk Cousins could be a good backup quarterback. Because Kirk Cousins is still unsigned, I think he could be a good backup in case Fields goes out. I don't know. I feel like Kirk Cousins is just consistent around the NFL. I don't know.
Yeah,
And he's humble,
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it like this doesn't seem like an injury that's going to be, it's going to take him too long to heal up. I think at best or at most, maybe it takes a game, maybe 2 games into the season, if that, for him to heal up for this knee scope. Again, we'll see. But they're not like, it doesn't sound like it's a lot of panic or they're overly concerned. So, I'm looking at it like, hey, why not go with the guys that we have? Martinez, Cooks, let those guys battle it out. And whoever comes out of that battle, hey, you could be the Jets backup quarterback for a couple games. You know what I'm saying? So, but we'll see. Again, I don't want to, do too much. I'll knock on wood, and we'll see what happens going forward. And hopefully Tyrod's going to be ready and back week 1. The Jets activated Jermaine Johnson off the PUP list. He's back at practice, baby. He was warming up. What are your expectations for him as we continue to ramp up towards the season, coming off that injury?
So I think Jermaine Johnson's going to bounce back. I think he's going to have 56 tackles. He's going to have like 3.5 sacks. He'll be good. He'll use his bull rush to get some quarterback hits. He'll sack the quarterback. I feel like this defense can go back to being elite with Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, Quentin Williams. That's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah. I think he's going to push again. My expectations are super high. He's coming off of a big injury. But I think he'll be able to put some things together out there and give us some decent production as he continues to get his feet underneath him. But we know, Jermaine Johnson's going to be, at 100% when he's there and his body's ready to go and he's trusting himself again. I mean, he's a Pro Bowl player. He's already been that in his career. So I'm excited, about him, and I'm glad that he's been activated and he's back ready to go. So as we talk about the Giants, Jets, we got that game coming up Saturday. What player are you going to be keeping your eyes on, man? Give me one on offense and one on defense.
So, offense, Aaron Smith. I hope he continues his performance, his really good performance. Even though Aaron Smith had limited amount of carries, amount of receiving yards, he only had like 2 catches. I feel like Aaron Smith could be like a really good wide receiver. I don't know. I just feel like he has potential to be a really good wide receiver. If he fixes his catch issues, I think he could be a really good wide receiver. So he's very speedy, which is good trait to have a wide receiver, because I don't feel like the Jets don't have a deep threat for Justin Fields. And then for defense, I'm looking for Jay Tisale. I hope he keeps his performance, because if he keeps up this performance, in my opinion, I think he's gonna make the 53-man roster.
Yeah, those are great selections. Listen, Max, this is a phenomenal call from you. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right.
Sounds good.
All right, you have a good one. Listen, Max calling in with some fire there, man. A lot of things moving and shaking for the Jets right now, man. A lot of things moving and shaking. And like I said, this backup situation is sparking up. It's more complicated than it has been in the past, especially with the injury to Tyrod Taylor. We got to see, like, hey, could one of these guys end up, being the opening day backup for the New York Jets? It really, really could. Salutes to all the savages in the chat, man. All right. JJ, salutes and respect to you. Okay, I see you in the building. He says salutes. All right. Salutes and respect to everybody, man. All right. Coming on in, saying what's up. Handling business. All right. Lines are open. All right. And, the Jets have to, go out there and take care of business. They looked really, really good, really, really good, in the opening game against the Packers. They looked phenomenal. Justin Fields looked really, really solid again. Him being able to have command of that offense, man, whoa, looked really, really good. And again, guys like Donovan Edwards. Donovan Edwards looked so solid in that game. So solid. Slippery guy. Man, JJ, is this you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
What's good, man?
Hold on one
What's
second.
going on, man?
Let me give some respect to your name.
Yeah.
Let me give some respect to your name. For those of you that do not know, JJ, he's a savage. JJ's a savage. All right. We're in the building.
Yes, sir.
JJ salutes. Always good to hear from you.
Salute.
All right. Listen, we're going to start here. Jets, Packers. What was your thoughts about this game, man? What are some things that you saw from the Jets football team that impressed you?
Yeah, man. Listen, I gotta say Tufele. I mean, he was possessed out there. I mean, stuff in the run, sacks, just constant pressure. I mean, he was a beast offensively, man. Sauce, the opening drive. I mean, he great tackle to knock the ball to cause an incompletion, third down, great coverage to force the punt. I mean, that was prime sauce, that opening drive. That was incredible.
Yeah. Listen, Tufele, I'm telling you, has been on everybody's mind. Like, this guy, he really showed up and showed out. And the bull rush that he was bringing to the table, he was constantly in the Packers' backfield. He was constantly wreaking havoc and getting the Packers quarterback off his spot, trying to get away from him and evade him so that he can make a throw somewhere. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
He put a lot of great things together and looked really good. And like you said, Sauce, I think his sauce looked really smooth. He looked great, man. He looked great. He shows you. He's showing you already. He deserved that money. You know what I'm saying? He deserved all that money and deserved to be a Jet. What were your thoughts about what you saw from the offense, though, man? I was really impressed by Justin Fields and the Jets' offensive line as well. Yeah. What were your thoughts about that?
Oh, man, Fields, I mean, just to have a quarterback that could, going from Rodgers, who's a sitting duck, to Fields, that young man can fly. I mean, my God, that could just open up so many things for this offense. I mean, that touchdown, he was just straight speed, man. He's just a blur. And the O-line, I mean, Membu, the Packers were playing their starting D-line. They have some big boys, some pass rushers, and those guys couldn't move him. He was stonewalling these guys every play.
Yep. No, you're talking facts.
Just impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. No,
this O-line, man. This O-line could be something, man. Mm-hmm. Really something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're talking facts, man. Let me tell you something. They looked so smooth in pass protection. It was wild. I mean, Justin really didn't get touched, like, at all.
Nope.
Even on the play that he ran on, they kind of over-rushed him. They were past him, and so he just kind of slid away, and it was nothing but open field. He just took off and scored. And one of the things that you touched on as well that I've been talking about ever since we got him was his ability to move with his feet. His ability to run opens the Jets' offense up so much it's insane. Because now not only do defenses have to game plan for his arm, because we know he can get it done from the pocket. There's still some things he's got to clean up, but he's a solid pocket passer. But they've also got to account for the fact that this guy can slide away and move the chains. We saw it last night.
Right.
As quick as it gets in a snap, he can be gone. 2-step, boom, he's out of there, run, touchdown. Now it's like, whoa, now we got to account for this guy leaving the pocket and making plays and making things happen too, which then also opens the door for things like RPOs, different type of styles of play calling that we couldn't have done in the past with other quarterbacks that we've had. So, yeah, that's a good take, man. That's a really good take.
I mean, this O-line, we remember, so dominant run blocking when they had Thomas Jones. You remember that line they had with Faneca and they were just small. This O-line is kind of the opposite, more so this line is more so better pass protection. But yeah, this line could be. I don't see why it can't be top top 3.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't want nobody calling me a homer, but I have some expectations for this line. But they looked really, really good. And again, Mimbu looked really, really good. He just looked like just a guy that's been around the block and been around for a while. But I don't want to do too much. Okay, I don't want to do too much. But they looked really good last night, that line. What are your thoughts about what you saw from Beck, man? That fullback, he had a lot of really solid plays last against the Packers that night. He had a big 24-yard catch as well. Are you shocked to see like a fullback have that big of a role early in drives in an offense? Because we haven't seen that in a minute.
Yeah, he had some juice. He's got a little bit of speed too, man. He looked impressive out there, man. 100%. He's got a little juice. I mean, he seems a little tough to tackle. He seems a little rugged.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, man. I like him.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts about the Jets' wide receiver situation, man? Because I'm looking at Tyler Johnson. This guy is making play after play after play. And then you look at a guy like Malachi Corley, who honestly looks like he's on his way out. I mean, at this point, man, isn't Tyler Johnson making himself such a tough cut that if he continues these performances, he's probably going to be on the opening day roster?
I mean, listen, I prefer Tyler Johnson over Corley and, basically probably everybody else we have, honestly. After Wilson, clearly. But, what else do we have? Why not see what he could do? This wide receiver core is still my biggest concern, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge, huge, huge concern.
Mm-hmm.
We got number 5. We got receivers that should be number 5s, being number 2 and number 3. That's a big problem.
Yeah.
It's a big problem.
Yeah.
So, why not see what Johnson could do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm down.
What are your thoughts about
100%.
this? What are your thoughts about the situation with Tyrod Taylor? He's dealing with that knee scope. Man, if he's not able to go week 1, who do you think ends up being the Jets' backup quarterback? Do you think the Jets should go outside and look for a free agent? I mean, how do you think they should handle it?
I mean, oh boy, can you throw the rock? I mean,
I wish. I wish. I mean, you got Martinez, you got Cook out there. Those guys have been looking all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't feel confident. If God forbid something happened to Fields and Taylor isn't there. I definitely wouldn't feel overly confident with either of them. With Martinez or Cook, I'd probably lean towards Martinez if I had to choose. But that wouldn't be it would be a concern big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think how the Jets are going to play. Me personally, as we continue to, dissect that situation, I think that if Tyrod is going to go into the season and miss significant time, which it doesn't sound like that right now, as of right now, it doesn't sound like that. But if he does end up missing significant time, I could see the Jets going and grabbing a veteran guy. If he's going to miss a lot of time, going and grabbing a veteran guy and letting that be that. Unless they're just wowed by Martinez and Cook, this preseason, unless they just come out and they are just super confident that either one of those young guys are going to be able to hold the fort until Tyrod comes back, I think that they go get somebody. But honestly, from what it sounds like right now, even if he's not ready week 1, that he'll be ready at some point within the first, couple games, maybe the first 2 or 3 games, right? Maybe he missed week 1, but he'll be back week 2, or maybe he misses the first 2 weeks and is back week 3.
Right.
It just doesn't sound like there's a lot of concern or panic at this point that he's not going to be ready or be somewhere near ready before the season starts. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly, right. I agree. It doesn't seem, I'm with you.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a long-term thing because he's a good backup, steady presence, so, like you said, it doesn't seem too serious, so, I think it'll be all right.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
What are your thoughts about Jermaine Johnson being activated off the PUP? He was at practice warming up.
Huge,
What are your thoughts, man?
huge.
Yeah.
It's huge because besides McDonald, pass rush wise, he's probably our only other guy that has like double digit sack
Mhm.
potential,
Mm-hmm.
right? So yeah, we need another pass rusher. Can't
Mhm.
just be McDonald.
Mhm.
So you know,
Now we talk about, and it's great that you brought that up, the double-digit sack potential. I remember in the past, you remember there was a time where people were just raving about the Jets' defensive line depth. Bruce Hector,
right,
was it Tanzil Smart at the time? Leonard Taylor
right,
the third, McGregor, Watts, all these guys, and people were like, oh, even in the training camp going into the season, people were like, anybody these Jets cut is just going to go somewhere else and probably be a starter and all these things.
right,
So many pass rushers, and then we got into the season, and that didn't come to fruition, right? We didn't get the sack numbers that everybody was ranting and raving about and thought we would get. Now, Will McDonald had a solid
right,
season, but outside of him, it wasn't anybody producing consistently.
right,
Now,
right, right.
you come into this season, and we're seeing guys like Leonard Taylor III flashing
Hmm.
already, right? Big sack,
Yeah,
strip sack in the
yeah,
end zone. And I'm saying to myself, with Jermaine Johnson still getting his legs underneath him, and I have solid
right,
expectations
right,
for him, but not gigantic expectations because he's coming off of such a big injury. Do you think
right,
guys like
right.
Leonard Taylor III, Watts, McGregor, and now we're seeing the emergence of Jay Tufele, right? Don't you think that those guys
Mhm.
can kind of be that collaborative effort to be that other pass rusher, right? Where it's kind of a combination type thing where they'll get
Right,
those all collectively
right,
get that team number in sacks. What are your thoughts about that, man?
right. Yeah, I mean, if they could give us, 3 sacks here, 4 sacks, there will be one guy with, 10-9. But if you can give us three each, four, like you said, collective effort
You're
more
breaking
so
up a little
than
bit. Go ahead.
one
Say it
guy,
again. You broke up.
Yes, if we can just get that collective effort,
Mm-hmm.
like each guy just chip in a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
3 sacks here, 4 sacks here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that could, more so than one guy just getting, 9 sacks, which isn't going to happen with those guys. So maybe if Tufele continues to surprise and
Mm-hmm.
play the way he did
Mm-hmm.
in the first preseason game, that would be huge. And Quinnen, he gets on my nerves sometimes. I feel like he disappears far too often for my liking. So,
Well, I'm
he's kind of
listening.
one of
I'm
my guys
listening.
that,
I'm listening. Yeah. No, yeah.
so,
And I love Quentin Williams. I think he's great, but I understand, there have been people that have been upset at times. But I'm thinking like with the kind of collective combination of those guys, if they can, really just give us some solid numbers, like you said, 2-3 sacks apiece this year, they can really put some things together. And I think that will help us, get over the hump and really, elevate our
right,
pass rush there. I'm telling you, man,
right,
we might have some guys that are sleepers right now, guys that are just in the rotation, role guys that'll still be coming in and be able to get to the passer. And that's how a lot of other good teams are as well, right? Teams that put things together, teams that have high sack numbers, they have like one or two premier pass rushers, but then their rotations
right,
is also filled with monsters too. You know what I'm saying? The guys that you may
right.
not know, like they don't have the biggest names, but they're coming in and they're giving you, some solid pass rush as well. So
Right, exactly.
yeah, I like that idea. What are your thoughts
Yeah.
about the issues with penalties for the New York Jets? Still seeming to be
Uh,
a problem here, right? We're watching Aaron
uh,
Glenn get furious about it on the sideline. Do you think the
yeah.
staff will be able to get that out of this team's DNA?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the first play defensively, all sides, it's like, here we go again. But the difference to me was, like you said, Glenn just ripping into them, where Salah, he would just have that look, like not say anything, just like that blank stare kind of. So Glenn, he's gonna get into these guys, he'll bench them. So I think it won't be like it was last year or
Mm-hmm.
maybe every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I think, yeah, he's not gonna stand for it.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
not gonna stand for it.
So now we're going into Jets Giants this upcoming. I think it's the game Saturday. What are your thoughts,
Yeah.
man? What is a player on offense you're keeping your eyes on, and what's a player on defense you're keeping your eyes on? Who do you think needs to put something together
Yeah.
to really help their cause to make the roster?
Yeah, I gotta say, to me, Giants. What do they have? A great D line, right? What do we have? A really impressive O line. So again, I'm gonna have to say, what does Membu do versus Burns,
Yeah,
Thibodeau?
yeah.
What does Olu do versus you know those same guys? Because
Mm-hmm.
Giants D line is ferocious, man. It's a
Mm-hmm.
beast.
Mm-hmm.
So if this O line can play even solid, I'll say, hey, that's a huge step because that D line is a monster.
Yeah,
It's a monster.
yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this matchup big time.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Yeah, yeah. What
Yeah.
about offensively? Like, what are your give me a player.
Actually, I want to see more. I want to see more of Donovan Edwards.
Okay, okay, okay.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
He's got speed, boy.
Yeah,
He has got bird. The way he hits that hole.
man.
I mean, and if that touchdown didn't get called back because of that penalty, that kind of was shaky to me, honestly. That holding call and that long touchdown run.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got something, man. I'm telling you, he's got something.
Yeah,
I want to see more of Edwards.
yeah. He does.
And Taylor, thank God
Leonard
Taylor's
Taylor.
back.
Mm-hmm.
That came out of the blue. I was like,
Mhm.
wait, what? Mason Taylor's back?
Yeah. Yeah, Mason Taylor.
So
We'll
yeah,
see. Now we'll see.
Wow.
We'll see if he's going to be out there. They could be, babying him that ankle because it is a high
Right.
ankle sprain. But yes, he is back. I talked about that earlier,
yeah,
which is big for the New York Jets.
Yeah.
That is huge for the Jets
Big.
passing game because
huge.
the offense looks smooth, but trust me, they could use more targets. There's a lot of
Oh,
question
yeah.
marks about that number 2 wide receiver spot, and that's why again, a guy like Tyler Johnson making the plays that he's making, it's like, okay, well, what's going to happen going forward? Listen, you got Lazard out for the next 2 weeks with a shoulder injury, right? And there's question marks about him too. Again, he hasn't been.
You could take your time with that injury. Make it 4 weeks.
Yeah, he hasn't been the best since he's been here, So there's a lot of question marks out there on wide receiver outside of Garrett Wilson. Aaron Smith has been showing up. We like him as well, but who's going to be that number 2? A lot of people have Aaron kind of penciled in as number 4. Okay, well, who's going to be that 3? There's just a lot of question marks. And with Mason Taylor being out there, being able to be that reliable set of hands, especially in a rookie year, the ability he has in the receiving game, that is huge for Justin Fields. Being able to get the ball to a guy that's going to be able to make plays in this league, it's going to be huge. I've talked about it. I think that Mason Taylor, again, we'll see what happens because he's got that ankle injury. But if he can get out there and get rolling and get to 100% at some point in the season, hopefully he starts the season at 100%, bro, I really think that he could end up being top 3 in the Jets in receptions this season. I really do. I think he can easily
I
be
can't
top
agree
3.
more.
Yeah.
Totally. I totally agree. 100%. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because he's such a threat out there. So we'll see. And again, Jeremy Rucker, I think, has an opportunity to have a big season too. I think the tight end position as a whole is going to be utilized more effectively in this offense this season than it has been in offenses that we've seen in the recent years. Real talk, because we have so much threat. So
yeah.
So I'll give you the final word. Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. So I think things are looking really good. Just my main concerns are still going to be wide receiver, and probably D-line. I want to see what Jermaine Johnson looks like. That it could take him some time. He's probably not going to get a ton of snaps right out of the gate coming back from the injury. So yeah, who's going to give us that other consistent pass rush besides McDonald? So D-line and receiver are my probably biggest concerns. So, but we'll see.
Yeah. Listen, JJ, this was a phenomenal call from you. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
You have a good one, man. Listen, JJ coming on and giving us some takes. We'll keep getting to these calls. Trust me. Salutes. Rusty, I'll see you in the building. I'll be coming to you next. Man, oh, man. So many things moving and shaking for the New York Jets right now. So many things moving and shaking. I mean, bruh, this, I keep telling people, man, this receiver talk, the receiver position as a whole, there's a lot of question marks. A lot of question marks. And, you know, we all love Garrett Wilson. He's not a question mark at all. We know he's good. But after him, it's like, what's going on here? You know, we talked about Malachi Corley is a guy that just got drafted by the Jets, like just got drafted. And he could end up being gone this season. He can end up being gone. When cuts come, he can end up not being here. Real talk. I'm not telling you no lies, okay? He can end up being a guy that's cut because we ain't seeing much from him. And there's other guys putting it together. He's a guy that needs to have a solid season this year. Or solid preseason and practices. He needs to have solid ones to really make the roster here. Rusty, is this you in the building?
Yo, what's up? Salutes, fam.
Salutes, man. Listen, but before we get going, because you already know we can get going. First off, salutes to all the savages in the chat. I see you in the building. Shweta, always good to see you in the building. Danger Zone, salutes and respect to you. Always good to see you in the building as well. BS Shep 23, I see you. He says Justin Fields will probably win MVP this season. Respect to you. I don't know about that. We'll see what happens. Okay, maybe he's the MVP of the Jets. Okay, the Jets give out awards to their team. Maybe he's the MVP of the Jets team. Okay, yes. Okay, I can see that happening. All right.
Special Olympics give out rewards.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. No, I didn't know I was on speaker for that one. I thought I was muted. I'm sorry.
All right. Rusty, salutes. Also, salutes to B66. Always good to see you in the building. JJ again, Todd, Phenom. Salutes to everybody. Listen, let's get to it, okay? For those of you that do not know Rusty, he is a savage. All right, he's a savage, okay? And we need to talk that talk tonight. Always good to speak to you, Rusty. Rusty, I want to start, man. Jets, Packers. What are your thoughts, bruh? Like, a lot of things moving and shaking there. A lot of good things that we saw. Jay Tufele, I thought, looked really good defensively. How'd you feel about the Jets' defensive output?
Defensively? Yeah, I liked it. And then, of course, like, I don't know, like, I don't know if you brought it up because unfortunately I was, working and how to watch the game and couldn't see, couldn't be part of, the Gang Green Family Savages and everything like that.
Salutes.
But hey, look, did you see how many non-call holdings they didn't give Will? Like, dude, how does everybody, like, and especially, too, when Tufele got that sack, like, did you see, like, they gave that lineman gave Will McDonald a reverse horse collar, and it was a no-call, and they held him on every single play. So I think the sky's the limit for Will.
You know what's crazy?
Really do. Like,
it's crazy that you brought that up because I watched a couple plays, and I was like, maybe I'm tripping. But then I was like, no, I watched it again. I was like, no, I wasn't. There was one where I don't know who it was. I want to say it was Will. He got grabbed across his face mask by an offensive lineman, and nobody said nothing. Yeah. Then there was one where he spun away, and the lineman literally just grabbed him and held him, so he couldn't he couldn't get away. Yeah. I was like, I don't know. I'm not one to talk about the molecules of striped shirts. I'm just saying that, like, it's a little strange. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Rusty.
Oh no, I'll call him out for you, fam. and it's not for you. It's just what I see. I ain't blind to it. I feel like a lion in the Sahara. I attack zebras, and especially when they make incorrect calls and when you see it go other ways, like especially with that nonsense holding call that they gave us from when we had that huge run.
Yeah. Yes.
And
yes.
I hate to give Michigan, at least he's on our side though. But like that kid had he was out. He was out E500 and smoke showing everybody.
Yep.
But they gave us that nonsense holding call. Meanwhile, like come on, dude.
Yeah.
That was these like I said, it's not you, it's me. These zebras got to get it together, man. Oh man, it's unbelievable. But yeah, they took away sacks from Will, and they took away home runs from that kid who, at least it's on tape to where Coach Glenn is going to see it. It's not the Lions' fault. It's not his fault, and he has home run potential. I think we might go with 4 backs, bro. I really do.
Listen, you're the first person tonight. You're talking about Donovan Edwards. I've been talking about him all night, Rusty. I have.
Yeah, I hated him at Ohio State. I really did. I didn't like that kid in a good way.
Yeah, listen. I don't know if the
He was
Jets will
gassing.
carry 4 backs. I don't know if they will. But if they do, it's going to be because he is showing up and showing out. I know, like, we talked about the burner, and I think that was like I want to say a 43 or a 34-yard run touchdown that he had before it got taken away. It was a
70.
big- What? Oh, was it?
70.
You know what it was? Wasn't it like a 73 or something like that? You're right. No,
Dude,
you're right. You're right.
70.
It was a big run.
Yeah,
A big
it was a
run
major.
for a touchdown. So, listen, his ability to me to be so slippery, just the fact that he can, like, people just bounce off of him. After contact, he don't go down.
Yep.
After first contact, he never seems to go down. He's getting away from guys. He either will run through you or run away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like all night he was flashing constantly. Every time he got the ball, I'm like, wow, like this guy, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Donovan Edwards. He led the Jets in rushing that night as well. 9 carries, 42 yards. So I'm looking around and I'm saying,
4.7 yard average.
bruh, like, I don't know if you end up cutting this guy, because with what he's doing right now, I don't
wouldn't.
think he's a guy that will slide to the practice squad. If he continues to put these performances together, I think teams are going to take notice, and I think he's a guy that's going to get grabbed up, and he's not going to make it to the practice squad. What are your thoughts, Rusty?
No, I completely concur with you. And, like, so it's weird how this draft was. Like, for certain types of groups, you know, it was a weird type of draft. Like, you know, you're not seeing your typical, like, oh, must get in the first rounds and things like that. But as far as running backs are concerned, this is like a ridiculous the past draft we were in was a ridiculous running back, like, draft. He was a UDFA. Any other draft, he's at least going in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
And just seeing him, dealing with him because of the Ohio State, like, I hated that kid.
Mm.
Like, he was I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, and he's been with them with Michigan for 4 years.
Mm.
He was, like, especially with Blake Corum and then the other types of running backs they had, he was a one cut and go.
Yeah.
Like, and like you said too, like, he'll run you over, and then he's got like his legs don't move. He does like that weird. It's a weird choppy, like, to where he's got a low center of gravity,
Yes.
but he's able to, like, kick it quick.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
and he's gone,
Mhm.
and it's an issue to
Mhm.
where, like, it's evident there. Like, I'd want to put him on special teams on a kickoff, not on
Mhm.
punt return, but on a kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have him and that other guy we picked up, what's his name? The dude from Minnesota. Yo, pick your poison who you want to kick off to. I guarantee you, like, if you're not going to, you know, have him in the backfield, quote unquote, you better get him for special teams. Because, like you said, you let him go, there's going to be a team that picks him up, and it's going to be a issue. And, yeah, the kid is good.
Yeah.
Kid is good.
Yeah. He's looked really, really good. Really, really good. And
Fast.
I don't know. I don't know what the Jets do. I know it's, you know, of course, Isaiah Davis, Braylon Allen, and Brees. Those guys are locks to make the roster, in my opinion. But, man.
I heard rumors, though.
What rumors are you hearing, Rusty? What rumors are you hearing?
And I'm not happy about it.
Mhm.
You know, like, I do like Brees, but I heard rumors
Uh-oh.
that he might be on the block.
There's
And
a lot of – go ahead. We'll discuss
that.
this.
No,
more.
that blows my mind
Mhm.
because I picture him like he's Marshall Falkish to me.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
he's got that weird because he can
Yeah.
catch out of the backfield. When
Mhm.
he hits, he hits.
Mhm.
Last year he was plagued. Everybody gives Sauce a pass, but they're not giving Brees a pass, which
Mm.
and I'm Sauce's biggest critic too. Like, I really am. Like, dude, pick the ball off. You're not elite yet in my eyes. Like, you do cool things, don't get me wrong, but if you're gonna do that, you and if you're gonna give Garrett passes, like, you better do it for him as well. And you know how I am with Garrett, and I'm a D Ohio State.
Mm-hmm. We
And,
know, Rusty. Trust me.
You know, you better
We
you better because Brees will humble you.
Yeah.
Like he's good to keep.
Here's the thing, and I know the rumors I think are really just been started by Jets fans. I don't think there's been anything solidified by anyone that Brees is on the block. And I think if Brees was on the block, they would have already traded him, to be completely honest.
That's what I was thinking too.
Because there's
by the
teams that
draft.
have been in search of a running back of his stature or a running back that has the ability that he has all this past offseason, right? We've seen it.
Yep.
Here's the thing is I think a lot of those rumors are being drubbed up too because they know it's contract time for him. And Garrett got paid, Sauce got paid, and he did not get paid. He even got up on, the podium and said that he thought that nothing will get done and that he's going into the season this year with a chip on his shoulder and that, the deal will get done when it gets done. But he wants to basically put the doubt away in anyone's mind because there's been a lot of, he has the potential, but the potential hasn't come to fruition, especially with last season. And you talked about it. Sauce had a down year last season too.
Mm-hmm.
He had, and look, I think that Sauce is elite. Okay, and I got crushed last year for this. I still think
I was
that
one
Sauce.
of those people who did that to you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Accountability. I respect that. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people delete tweets and run away from takes. But I will say accountability. Okay, thank you, Rusty. Because I
You're welcome.
kept saying Sauce is still elite. Sauce is, to me, the best corner in the league. He's just not playing very well right now, right? He had some bumps, even though he was still better than a lot of other corners in the league, for sure. It just wasn't the Sauce that we knew, okay? But he looked like he's getting back to stuff. I don't think that Brees is going to get traded. I don't. Now, I will tell you this. Me personally, and I've been asked this before, I would have paid Brees before this year. If I was the Jets staff, if I was the Jets general manager, if I was Darren Mooley, I would have already have done it. Because what you're going to have this year is that Brees is going into a year where, dude, if he balls out in a run-first offense like we're in right now, in an offense that is everything that it does features everything that he does well, he's going to be we don't have no wide receivers. We don't have none. Outside of Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, and
We don't
Glenn
have none.
already said that he's basically a number 2 wide receiver.
Exactly.
But
Exactly. You talking that talk. You completely facts. He's literally probably going to be a guy that gets a lot of touches, not only, carries, but he's also going to be out there in that receiving game. He's going to be one of the top guys in receptions on the Jets. That's a fact. Him, Garrett Wilson, and Mason Taylor. That's a fact. And Jeremy Rucker is going to be somewhere around there if they decide to utilize him, which I do think we'll see a lot of double tight ends.
Taylor should be the janitor, and no, I'm sorry. I confused him with Ruckert for a minute. My bad. You're right.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I just had a G check myself, dude. My bad.
I'm telling you, so with Brees being a guy that's going to get the ball in the passing game as much as he is, dude, I think the numbers are going to be really good for him this season. And so if that is true, and we've seen him literally carry the Jets offense before, if that's the Brees that we get with the numbers that he's going to be able to get in an offensive situation that's set up for him to succeed with way better play callers than he's had since he's been here, bro, I don't know what kind of money you're going to end up having to give him. It would have been cheaper for you to pay him now than pay him in the future. Or deal with all the stuff you're going to have to do, whatever, franchise tag him and then deal with whatever comes from that, where he may, do what players do to get the contract they want. I just give me your thoughts on that, Rusty.
No, I'm with you, but then also on that catch-22, because we're in that weird thing to where it's like, what would you rather do in this sense? This is like the scenario I'll give. So would you rather because it's cheaper to pay a running back, because then we're going to have to pay our offensive lineman. I don't know. He came from USC. Maybe he's pretty good. What was his name again?
Stop it. You know who it is.
You know
who Vera Tucker is. Knock it off. Fight on. You know who that man is. You talk about the guy that can play every position along the offensive line. Nobody knows who he is. The left tackle, right guard, right tackle. That guy, right? That guy. Are you talking about that guy?
Down, for a brief second.
Okay,
But,
forgot. Don't forget him.
but-
Don't forget him ever again. He can play every position. Okay, don't ever forget him again. Okay, he'll make you remember.
But-
no worries.
No, I'm with you on that because that's where we're in that thing to where it's like at the end of the season we're gonna have to pay Vera Tucker and then put Brees on a franchise tag, or would you rather pay Brees and then put Vera Tucker on a franchise tag to where how much capital that's going to go against you because he's in a prime spot as an offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
like, I hate math. Like,
Here's my
darn
thing.
math. You know? Like, but
Mhm.
but I'm with you. Like, I wish we could do both, but wish we would have signed him a year and a half ago to, cheaper contract.
Mhm.
But the Jets will jet.
Here's my thing.
Hopefully this all changes.
Yeah, here's my thing. We've seen teams around the league, right, that have big decisions coming up on players, various franchises, big decisions coming up on 2 or 3 players, and they find a way to keep their foundational guys. They do.
Mhm.
That's what good teams around this league do, right? Even
know,
some,
just hope we're
we've
part of
seen
them.
we've seen teams in the past, right? Franchises in the past, they go, oh well, the cap situation's looking like this, cap situation's looking like that. Then, boom, one day you see coming across the ticker, A player, B player, C player signed. You just see the numbers.
Yeah.
Signed to such and such team. They drafted them, and then we
Crucial
have a
positions, like
parade
you
for
said.
that. So it's like the Jets should be able to do that too. And I understand, and some people go, well, Brees is just a running back. I get that,
No.
right? Hold on. I'm one of the guys that will talk about how, hey,
No, I know.
running backs aren't, they're not the highest value, but he's not just a running back, bro. He's not. And you were just
you're
about
right.
to talk about, he's not. He's one of those elite guys that really change how your offense can run. He does.
He's Marshall Falkish,
Yeah,
man. He really is.
And I don't like using that name, but you're right, Rusty. You're right.
Yeah, because I remember seeing it with the
I
Colts
don't
did.
like using those names of the Marshall Falks and the Eric Dickersons, and we can go those guys. But you are right. He has that type of ability. He
Yeah.
does. He really does. And I know people.
does.
He just does. You see it. And again, there was a time before that injury, right, where literally Brees Hall was the entire Jets offense. No lies.
I didn't know he could catch though, dude. You know?
I mean, it was crazy.
Imagine that.
Yeah, and then he comes back, bad offensive coordinator, didn't know he could catch. Like, it's wild.
He's only been doing it in college and high school.
Just wild.
Teach his
Just,
own.
bruh, just wild.
Just an NFL professional football team.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, hey, when you have a guy like Brees Hall and you're seeing him put things together, that's a guy you got to keep on your team. And you find a way to make it happen, especially when you're not robust at pass catcher. When your offensive weapons, like, we don't have a plethora of offensive weapons. We're not the Chiefs. Yes, Garrett Wilson, phenomenal. After him at wide receiver, big question. Don't try to sell me on Alan Lazard. You better not do that. Yeah, Mason Taylor.
Between Beck, Smart, Mason Taylor.
I'm telling you.
Like, imagine a wishbone formation to where you have Brees, Braylon
Allen.
and then Beck Beck in the backfield, and then you have Garrett, Taylor, and like Smith, Johnson, or Reynolds on the other side. Like, how are you gonna stop that?
Oh, that's wild.
Like, dude, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like, I'm Bustin' Fields, like, one of his biggest critics, and I'm from the state, and
we know, trust me.
I know. That's all we do is produce.
You don't know.
But like,
all y'all do is talk. That's all y'all ever do. Talk.
Yeah.
Ohio, the
Yeah,
Ohio
talk,
State,
talk,
blah, blah,
talk,
blah,
and then
blah, blah,
produce
blah, man.
national
Fight
championships
on,
like
man.
what
Fight
happened
on.
last year.
Fight
defending.
on.
But I didn't know if you saw the college football championship last year, who won. But it's okay.
Okay.
I
Let's
digress.
talk Jets. Let's keep on talking about the Jets. Yeah.
But like, you know what? Like, but what are you gonna like? If you think about that, like, if you have a wishbone
Mhm.
with Brees, Allen, Beck, and then you have Smart on one side,
Mm-hmm.
you have Taylor on the other,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have Garrett, and you can swap it up with Smith, Reynolds, and let's not get Lazarded over here. I'm glad Brick Hands is gone. You know, like, he can. Like, I hope he gets cut. I don't care. I'd love to eat that cap space as long as he's not part of this team.
Ooh.
But like, I would. Why, you wouldn't?
Alan Lazard. I mean, at this point, like, he's making so little because he's taking that huge pay cut.
Thank
Like,
goodness.
I don't know. He's still of course, he's still competing for a spot on the team, but I think he'll make the roster. I do think that. I think that he's
So
done enough, or at least in the eyes of this coaching staff, I think they value him enough for him to make the roster. Now, there's other guys I
Really?
think that are on the bubble. Yeah, no, I just do. I just do. Because if that was true, then why wouldn't they just move on from him? Like, just move on. Just cut him. Why bring his deal down? Why restructure
Because
his
if a
deal?
rookie gets hurt or a second-year player gets hurt, you can always bring him in. That's the only reason why I'm thinking.
Yeah, or something like that. No,
But-
I don't think they're going to feature him. Like, they're not going to. Look, if again, Alan Lazard, I think is going to be on the team this year. I do. I think he makes the team, but I don't think they're going to look at him the same way they look at Garrett Wilson. Like, I don't think they're going to try to
Oh, they
run the
better
offense
not.
through him
That-
at all or nothing like that. Like, he's going to be a guy. Hey, come in and make your plays and do your thing. You know, if the
But he doesn't make plays, Joe.
no, he
Like,
doesn't. No, we all know that. We all know that.
If
He
the
don't do
game
nothing.
was drop the ball and hit your concrete fingers and brick hands, like, yo, he'd be number one, dude. Like, like how many times? Like honestly,
stinks.
like how many times? Like, it's bad,
Yeah.
and he gives up.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Mhm.
You know, like he literally quit. Like,
Yeah.
if, I don't
No,
know.
he
I would
did.
take a seventh round if the Steelers after we played them
Mhm.
wanted to trade and do like a seventh rounder thing for him. I'd be like, yeah, here, take him.
But you know what's crazy? And that's why when I was talking about getting Terry McLaurin, and I was talking to different people, different Jets fans. Again, I'm a guy that's on the fence. You know, I could see it. I could see it from either side of the coin. I wasn't necessarily against it because of how this wide receiver core looks. Outside of Garrett Wilson, everything else is a question mark. And I love Arian Smith. Everything else is a question mark, though. So why wouldn't you go get a guy, right? Maybe you give him a third or a fourth or something like that, or a fourth and a fifth or something. Get a guy, bring him into your building. Maybe try to get like some type of extension that makes sense. Maybe a 2-3 year extension, maybe a 2-year extension because he's 30, and then try to do something. You know, I'm not expecting this team to win the Super Bowl this year. I'm not.
Well, I think that's the reason why.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. That's I understand your point, but even to your point, to even get there, you have to start winning, though. Like, teams just don't go from point A to just Super Bowl. That's usually not what happens. Usually they get a start. You know, they get the talent, they assemble the talent, and then they have a solid season, and then they get to the playoffs, right? So then they learn, the difference between regular season games and playoff football. There's a difference. If you don't know it, it's probably because you ain't never been in the playoffs, okay?
Well,
then,
I haven't seen that in
exactly
over a decade.
in decades and stuff. So then the next season, generally they come back and they make that leap. Okay, we know what the playoffs is like. We know what that looks like. So now when we go in there, our eyes aren't as big. We understand what it takes to make it and succeed in the playoffs. And generally, that second year in the playoffs is either where they make that big jump to a title game or even get in the Super Bowl, or they make, a far run to where it's like, okay, we're ready. So generally within that 2 to 3 year window, you're either ready or you're competing for a Super Bowl if you've really assembled the talent and got better. When are you going to get there? Like, when are you going to get to the playoffs? Like, we just gave Sauce and Garrett Wilson big deals, right? And we're all excited about that. Bro, they went through basically their whole rookie contracts damn near and haven't been to the playoffs yet. And it didn't matter what quarterback we got them. Zach Wilson, they drafted him, he was trash. Out of here. Wasted years. Aaron Rodgers, the one that they were screaming and begging for, and I love Aaron Rodgers. We didn't make the playoffs with him either. So it's like, okay, well, when are we going to start winning? When are we going to assemble the guys at positions that we know are big holes so that we can put these guys in position to figure out what the playoffs are like? Justin Fields, we got a decision on him coming soon too.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like, when are we gonna? You know what I'm saying? I need to know who you are, bro. And I think he's gonna be solid, but I need to know. I need to give you, you know, the weapons to figure it out. Go ahead. I'll give you the last word. Go ahead. I'll give you the word.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, fam. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll give you. Go ahead.
No, I think he'll be solid until like he starts questioning himself, because that's what happened. Like, and I hate to go back, and I'm not doing like an Ohio State thing. I was goofing with you before, but I'm just being serious. Like in college, because I watch every single, like, he would always hesitate and never trust his judgment, and it would be that split second.
Mm-hmm.
To where like now that split second is either getting you a sack, it's gonna get it more so tipped at the line, or like the two of the worst things are going to happen. It's going to be a strip sack, or it's going to be an interception. You know what I mean? And like, and I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but I'm glad they like dumbed down the playbook in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I would rather have like treat them like you did in college, like, because that's what Ohio State did. They, you know, you have a wishbone formation. 2 tight ends, and you have 2 wide receivers, and they were killing kids, like they were murdering it, and it just, I don't know what's up with Justin, but like he gets so focused on the moment to where he can't just chill, you know, like, if that makes sense.
Well,
and go ahead.
Yeah, and just to, I didn't mean to cut you off, but just going back to something
you
said. You said
I'm owed that. I cut you off.
Yeah.
Money, so.
He said, you know, dumbing down the playbook. I don't think they've dumbed down the playbook. What I think that Tanner Eaglestrand has done, I think to this point, again, there's more games. We're going to see more of how this offense looks, and I'm really excited to see what the Jets' offensive identity will truly come out to be. I do believe that it's going to be that the Jets are going to run the football. And they're going to be effectively running the football. I mean, they've kind of talked about that and kind of leaked that being, you know, what their go-to kind of thing. Their big punch is going to be, we're going to run the football effectively. I don't think it's like dumbing down.
Myers good at center, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to. Myers was at center, but that was because of Simpson. I think once Simpson comes back, I think he's going to slide back into that guard spot, and I think the Tippmann goes back to center. But we'll talk about that.
All right.
But I'll tell you this. I think that it's not about dumbing the playbook down. I think it's finally having an offensive coordinator.
About it. Adapting.
Yeah, adapting to what Justin Fields does, like his play style. Having an offensive coordinator adjust his system to what you do well, which is how the NFL should work, but it often doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It often doesn't.
Well,
and you know what's crazy? We saw that with Nathaniel Hackett last season. Ha. Anybody remember that?
Wait, what?
Not last
no,
season,
Hackett
2 seasons
is
ago.
Dumb.
No. Yeah, he is dumb, but he's not the only offensive coordinator in the league that's like that, though. There's a lot of coaches that will not adjust to their players. They won't adjust to their strengths.
I thought you were giving him like praise. I was
no.
Dude?
I'm just saying,
I was
like,
concerned from the moment.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, you know, here we have an offensive coordinator that's adjusting, you know, what he's doing.
Yeah, that's an offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
But Nathaniel Hackett.
No, we're back on the same page.
Yeah, but Nathaniel Hackett is a guy.
You giving the guy named Hack praise. My bad, dude.
No, Nathaniel Hackett is a guy we saw in year 1 when Aaron Rodgers went down. He couldn't adjust his system or play calling to anything to help Zach Wilson. He was literally and Zach Wilson, again, I'm not here like as a super defender as Zach Wilson. He made mistakes.
He actually did good in Miami.
Yeah, but
imagine that.
He didn't get any help from his offensive coordinator at
No.
all.
None.
Not at all. And he wasn't
you're
the
right.
only player. Well, he didn't really come out and say anything, but there were players that talked about like, yo, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like this guy's calling
Yeah.
stuff. An analyst,
And
guys
that's
that
being
watch the team
nice
is like,
about
what
it
is he
from
doing?
the organization.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's bad with it. Just,
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I'm giving kudos to Tanner Engelstrand, is because you see it. He's adjusting. His play calling is fit to what Justin Fields succeeds at doing. And that's why I don't think it's dumbing.
you're right. You
dumbing
worded
it down.
it
I think it's about
a
how
lot better than I did.
Yeah.
I sounded like a jerk, but at least, you're a gentleman.
No.
Like I'm brash and I'm too, you.
It's all good. It's all good. No. We listen. We're talking football. It is all good. So
Yeah.
we're talking about this team, and we're talking about the coaching staff and the impact that they're having on this football team. Rusty, 10 penalties, 91 yards in penalty yardage. When is it going to
should've been
stop?
more.
When is
They
it going to
declined.
end? Will they ever get this out of the Jets' DNA? Do you expect Aaron, Glenn, and this staff to get this out of here?
I think it will, but it's going to take year 2. Like, I don't know, man.
Wow.
It's like
You think they won't
it's
get it out
like
till
you get
year
bit
2?
by a poison snake. You got to like get the venom out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it's just the nonsense calls that it is. Like, all right, granted, on Edwards, like that was not a holding call. That was like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have your offensive lineman sit there and hold Will McDonald, and then call a holding call on a guy who grabbed him on the inside and put a good block on him, and then call that and negate a 70-yard touchdown that could change a young man's like life. You know what I mean? Like complete life on one play. But other than that one, like the hits out of bounds, Clemens.
Yep.
Oh God, I didn't
Clemens
know.
again with the
like
fights.
I love Mike Tyson. Like he's my
Yep.
favorite boxer of all time. But like,
Mhm.
yo, dude, like just chill out. Take
Mhm.
all that aggression that you have like that and just let it loose on a play. Don't do it after the play. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like if Ndamukong Suh can do it, like, and you can't, that's a like.
Yeah.
He's almost becoming a problem in a sense. I mean,
Oh, he is a
like,
problem.
I'm one of those.
He is
Yeah,
a
well,
problem,
yeah.
Rusty. He really is. And I don't mean to cut you off, but this is a great
No,
point.
no, do
he
it.
really
I'm with
is
you.
a problem. And I like Michael Clemens as a depth guy. I think he has talent.
Mhm.
But I'm so tired of this every year. I am.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of it because not only does he cost himself, but he costs the team. We've seen these
Yeah.
penalties, this fight stuff, this chippy stuff in between downs.
And
But-
refs look for him.
Yeah, exactly. And not only like
He's
he'll
got that red button on him.
yeah, and that was where I was going next. Opposing teams know that this is going to get him. They know it.
Mhm.
So they, like you said, he has that button, and they just press the button. Oh, we need 5
that's
yards.
it.
We're struggling right now, right, to move the football. Let me press the Michael Clemens button. Oh, a penalty? Free 15?
Facts.
Like every single time out
Facts.
of you. So it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
why are you out there on the field then? Even though, yes, you're a talented guy as far as the depth. Yes, we can put you out there, and you'll be all right. You can hold the fort a bit. But enough's enough. Because if you
Yeah.
keep gifting teams penalty yardage, you keep gifting them first downs, then eventually you're gifting them touchdowns. And as a
You're
defender,
gifting them the game.
Exactly.
You're, right. So
You're
it adds
giving them
up.
the game.
Like first
And-
downs, touchdowns.
and
the
as
game.
a defender, your job is to stop them from scoring. You're helping them score. That's going to get you and your keister out of here fast.
Yep.
Because there's other guys on
Yeah.
this team that are not going to do that. And it's got to stop. I'm sorry. It's got to stop. I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of it. I was
Same.
tired of it last season. I was tired of it last night. I am so tired of Michael Clemens getting in some type of skirmish, right? Some type of
Dude, it was the
fight
first play of the
with these
game.
guys. It's like it's ridiculous. Go ahead, Rusty. Go ahead. I don't.
No. I was with you. I was just saying that it was the first play of the game. Am I wrong?
I'm tired.
Wasn't it the first, or it was the second play of the game?
No, it was within the first couple of plays. The first play was that encroachment call. That was literally the first play. Just was on defense, and I think it was JT
Oh, yeah,
Fairley
well-
that got the got the encroachment call.
Nah,
But
that's all right. That's how USC teaches people. but
Whoa,
it's okay.
whoa,
He
whoa.
corrected that.
Whoa, you didn't see the night he had? You didn't see the night? You didn't see the
Dude, I had to do a zinger. My
You didn't
bad.
see the
I
sacks?
love
You didn't
Sam.
see the,
You
the
know?
touchdown? He was responsible for a Jets score. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I see we
Well-
talking.
well,
All right.
Well,
You know,
he
the
recovered.
hate is real. That's what it
He
is. The
recovered
hate is
in
real.
the end zone,
Yeah.
if I believe.
Mhm.
So I think it was Taylor.
Yeah,
who
he
got-
did recover in the end zone, but you got to be there to make that happen. You know what I'm saying?
true.
You got to be
He
there.
was there, and
So the
and
awareness.
he wasn't kicked out of the game, so
The
he kept
awareness.
it together.
Yeah, the awareness though. That's what's important.
College-
The awareness.
College supremacy aside, obviously Ohio State is supreme.
Mm-hmm. Fight on.
But like
Fight on.
exactly, fight on Ohio State. I'm with you.
No,
And
no,
so,
fight
like-
on SC. But continue on with yourself, sir. Continue on.
But no, I'm with you. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was the first drive.
Yeah.
First, like, dude, what are you doing? Like you're gonna square, and it's a preseason game. You're gonna sit there and square off?
Yeah.
Like,
It's wild.
come on now.
It's wild.
Like that is, that's why like he's got built up rage.
Mm-hmm.
Granted,
Mhm.
cool. Just take it and like get even more angrier because
Mhm.
you hold it back
Mhm.
and put it into the next play
Mhm.
and just destroy the guy in front of you and then benefit the team.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you hurt the team.
Yeah.
And we've seen it so much. Like, of course, I hate Buffalo
Mm-hmm.
with you too.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I like, yeah, of course I'll cheer on when you're fighting them in the, walking off and stuff. Yeah, that's cool. But it's not at the same time. Yeah, it's cool for a second. But then it's like, come on, man. Like we were saying, like now you got that red button on you.
Yeah.
You got the refs hawking you.
Mm-hmm.
You got the league hawking you.
Yep.
You got other offensive coordinators hawking you.
Mm-hmm.
You got the offensive, so it has that trickle down effect in a negative way,
Mm-hmm.
to where like if you could just bottle that up, take it to the next play,
Mm-hmm.
and just explode like a maniac during the play,
Mm-hmm.
like imagine how good he would it's
It's got to stop. It's got to stop. And I'm
Yeah.
tired of it, and I'm
no,
hoping
I'm with you.
that he gets it together. So, Rusty, we've been talking for a minute. So my final question for you, this has been a great call. Jets, Giants, right? We got this game coming up. Give me a player on offense and a player on defense you're going to be keeping your eyes on, man.
Last week I said Myers. Myers did good.
Mhm.
Can't
He
front.
did.
I
He
didn't
played
know
well.
he was going to be starting center,
Mhm.
but he did good.
Mhm.
This week I want to see how Membu does,
Mhm.
because that Giants. I hate the Giants,
Mhm.
but they got their defensive,
Yeah.
their front, pretty nasty.
It is. Burns
Pretty-
all them guys. Yeah.
Pretty nasty, and
Yeah.
I want to see how that goes.
Yeah.
And then, as far as defense, I'm liking them pretty good. Everybody did well. I want to see how Stiggers does, because I
Mhm.
like Stiggers.
Mhm.
I want him to make the team,
Mhm.
and I just want to see how he does with
Mhm.
it too.
Yeah.
So,
No, yeah.
I'll choose somebody out there, and then of course I want to see how Taylor does.
Yeah.
And I'll give Truffles, his welcome due. He was good at USC, and he does good for us.
The hate, man. Just keep on hating. Jay Tufele, salutes, fight on. Listen, Rusty, I want to thank you for
No,
calling
I'll
in.
wait.
Phenomenal call from you. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
Absolutely, fam. Salute to you, salute to fellow savages, and we'll get through this.
Yeah.
We'll get through this.
Absolutely. You have a good one, man. Peace. Listen, Rusty calling in with a great call, man. Great call. Whew. It's been a show. We're going to close it out, bruh. This has been a hot show. Listen. Jets, Giants, a lot of things moving and shaking, all right? I'm looking at this game and I'm saying to myself, and, as other people have talked about as well and touched on, the Giants have a nasty defensive front. They got a lot of guys that can get after the passer. And I'm hoping, again, that the Jets play a couple of their starters And I want to see what this offensive line is going to look like against this Giants defensive front, because they can get after it, bro. They got guys that can rush the passer, and it is not a game and not a joke with them whatsoever. So I want to see how we match up. I want to see if we're going to be able to hold the fort, hold these guys back, and allow Justin Fields to be able to make plays. I want to see what our running game is going to look like against him as well. So offensively, I'm looking at Mimbu. That's what I'm looking at. I want to see how this rookie handles the pressure that's going to be brought his way. I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants blitz a couple times. I really would not be surprised if they do that, which is generally something that you don't really see a lot of teams do, but I think the Giants might try it. All right. So I want to see how this offensive line handles the pressure. I'm keeping my eyes on Mimbu. So I want to see what's up with him, man. I'm also defensively. I want to see if Jay Tufele continues this the pressure that he's bringing. I'm not just talking about numbers, like as far as he has like 2-3 sacks. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, is this bull rush going to continue? Because now the Giants also have Russell Wilson, a veteran quarterback in this league that can still put things together. I want to see, how this defense perform, particularly this defensive front. I need to see Will McDonald continue to do what he does. But my eyes are really on Jay Tufele and on Sauce Gardner, as Sauce continues on. Of course, we know, Sauce is solid, but, the Giants have some guys that can catch the football too. So I want to see what happens with Sauce Gardner as well. I think he's going to shut things down, but, I'm just always, seeing what's going on with Sauce. So, yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to see how the Jets handle this. I'm telling you, I want to see Malachi Corley as well. Is he going to do something in this game? Is he going to do something? I need to see it, all right? I need to see what he's bringing to the table. So, man, with that said, salutes to all the Savages, man, that called in. This has been a phenomenal show. Rusty, salutes and respect to you. Shweta, Danger Zone, always good to see you in the building, man. B-Shep, Todd, JJ, Phenom, all of yous, man. I want to thank everybody for coming in. And I can't wait, man. I cannot wait to see what happens in this upcoming game, preseason game for the Jets. I don't think that Mason Taylor is going to be out there, but if he is, I want to put this out there too. If he is out there, then I'm definitely keeping my eyes on Mason Taylor as well offensively. But I don't know if they'll put him out there because that high ankle sprain, that takes quite a bit to heal up from. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see if I don't think Jermaine's going to be out there either. But we'll see what happens going forward. So I'm hyped and excited. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. All right. I'm also on Twitter as well. Going over to Twitter, type in @The Long Beach Joe, @The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I am the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times. Okay? Woo. Vera Tucker. He going to show y'all what time it is this year. All right? He going to show you. I'm also on YouTube as well. Going over to YouTube, Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Give the video a thumbs up. Okay. Also get in the comment section as well. Comment. You want to troll me? Go ahead and troll me in the comments. I'll go back and forth with you. And I'll troll you right back. All right. And as always, people, when you see me in person, because you will see me in person, okay, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Hold on a second. Is this Val?
Joe.
Val. Salutes. Hold on. Before we close out the show, we got another caller here. Val salutes. For those of you that do not know, Val, he's a savage. Val salutes quickly. Give me your thoughts, man. Packers, Jets. How did you feel about it?
Man.
What are your thoughts about what you saw? What was impressive to you? Go ahead.
Man, listen, man. The offense was looking fluid. Justin Fields was looking good as well, too. This is the player that I wanted us to actually pick up from the draft as well. The defense was actually moving. Oh, and then, the downside of the penalties was the downside of the whole game as well, too. I'm glad that Aaron Glenn, we actually have a coach that is going to hold players accountable. And I'm pretty sure, they went over film and everything. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm just happy that we got a quarterback that's gonna throw it to the checkdowns majority of the time. We're actually using the tight ends. We're using the fullbacks, and we're actually, the running game was fluent as well too. So, and then like it didn't look like a basic plays and stuff. It actually looked like it was a real NFL team running some real drills and real plays as well too. So I really loved what I seen out there, and it was really like I said, we're gonna win some games that we're not supposed to be winning because the way how the game is going. But it is only one game, but so far so good. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far from this team.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about this upcoming game against the Giants, man? What is a player that you're looking at, guys that you're keeping your eyes on the Jets?
Well, I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on the number one quarterback right now is Justin Fields as well, too. And shout out to all the backup quarterbacks as well, too. They're making it hard to try to cut one of these quarterbacks because, man, I'm telling you, Martinez was actually as good as well, too. Quinn, I think that's his name, was also as well, too. But I'm definitely looking at Justin Fields. He was definitely doing a good job out there. And also, I also want to see on a defensive end, I definitely want to see how Jermaine Johnson is probably going to look if he does play. I'm pretty sure he's not going to play, but I want to see how he comes out there and dominates.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, man? Tyrod Taylor, knee scope. They're saying he's going to be out for the rest of the preseason. They're saying there's a chance, they're hoping he's going to be ready week 1, but if he could miss week 1, that's out there. But they're hoping that he's going to be ready for week 1. If this does seep into the season and he does miss, let's say maybe the first 2 weeks of the regular season, what do you think the Jets do at backup quarterback? Do you think they go with the guys they already have here or a guy that they already have here? Or do you think they go out and seek maybe a free agent out there, a veteran free agent quarterback? How would you handle it?
I'm going to be honest, Joe. From what I've seen from this past game, and I understand it only has been one game, but it just seems like these quarterbacks are in sync. They don't look like, the typical like backup quarterbacks. They look like they could come in and actually fill in and stuff. But I wouldn't, go out to go and get a veteran. I will trust that Tyrod Taylor will get back to, his normal self and stuff. I understand that, he has an injury that is lingering on. And, I feel like I could trust in Justin Fields to do what he does, and we should be fine. So I'm not too worried about it, but I definitely want Justin Fields I want Tyrod Taylor to be back out there, of course, healthy. But I definitely trust in these backups to, do their job.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a solid take. That was something I said something like that earlier. I think depending on how much time he's going to miss, which it doesn't sound like anyone's panicking, so they probably expect him to be ready for week 1, and if he's not, then they'll probably go with Cook or Martinez. We'll see what happens going forward. Hey, Jermaine Johnson just activated off the pup, right? Was at practice, warming up today, doing his thing. What are your expectations for him now going into the season, and what are your thoughts about him being activated?
Man, I cannot wait to see how he is going to perform. And we actually kind of, in a bad way, in a good way, he did get injured the second game of last year. So he's right on timing of, him coming out of training camp and, us being in the preseason. So he's getting back to exactly where he started and stuff, So it was just on timing and stuff. So hopefully he does get in the preseason, dust off some rust because, again, he hasn't played in almost a year and stuff, and some change. But I definitely hoping that, he gets back to how he was and start dominating. And from what I see, I just wanted to see him, take the next step.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's going to take some time. It's going to probably take 3 or 4 games and stuff in the regular season. So I'm not going to expect too much from him. But I'm going to say this from a side note. You didn't ask the question.
No,
but Will McDonald, man, he's looking powerful out there.
Talk about it.
Like the way how he's spinning, the way how he's moving, and he has freedom that Aaron Glenn gave him the okay to do your spin moves, to do a lot of the moves that that he's capable of doing. And that man has been looking really good, man. And we got to put some respect on Will McDonald because, listen, people didn't even want him in the draft. You know what I'm saying? He was always talked down, but I'm glad that he's actually doing his thing. But I just hope him and Jermaine Johnson do their thing. And I'm going to also say as well, too, the defensive line was looking dominant out there, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I just can't wait to see how that is in the Giants game, and hopefully they could basically redo what they did against the Packers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my final question for you, man. Aaron Glenn, a lot of people impressed with what they saw out of him and his coaching staff. What are your thoughts about that, and have your expectations raised after seeing how prepared and well prepared that this football team was for this upcoming game?
Man, I can't even lie to you. From what I was hearing from a lot of the videos that I was watching, they got us going to the playoffs just off of one preseason game. But I'm not going to jump off that. I'm still with the 7 to 8 game range and stuff. But, man, I just, hopefully we can make it to the playoffs. Like I said, we only seen 2 playoff games in the MetLife new stadium and stuff. It was either the Super Bowl or the Giants going to the playoffs and stuff. So I really hope that we could actually make it to the playoffs. And I also wanted to say from last week, us trading for that wide receiver that's from Washington, yeah, I wouldn't do it. I'm going to go back of what I just said as well, too. But it was just really, for me,
Terry
from
McLaurin.
the perspective of us. Yes. I don't want to, I wouldn't do it. I would stick to the young guys and just build off from the draft. So I definitely wanted to rekindle that as well, too.
Oh, so you went back on your take. You wouldn't do it.
I went back.
You went back. You moonwalked on his take. I mean, look, I hear you.
You got to take accountability.
Yeah, I'm usually not a guy that's kind of 50-50, but I don't know, man. I look at it like this. I can see both sides of the coin. But there's a real argument to be made that the Jets should try to make a move for him, because, and I was talking to Rusty earlier.
You think so?
Let me tell you why. Really quickly.
Okay.
We need to start winning. We need to start winning. And I understand people are like, well, the Jets aren't a Super Bowl team. Yeah, but you have to have you have to start moving in the direction of getting playoff experience, or you're never going to be a winner. Generally, teams don't go like, they're bad for a couple of years and then all of a sudden, boom, they're in the Super Bowl one year. That's usually not what happens. Usually what happens is they go to the playoffs. They're bad. They build up. They get the talent, go to the playoffs, get bounced, in the first or second round or whatever, get bounced. And then they come back the next year and, boom, they're ready to go because they've seen that playoff, atmosphere. They understand the difference between regular season and NFL playoffs, right? They understand the difference in intensity and play and all of that stuff, right? Sauce and Garrett Wilson have pretty much burned through their rookie contracts. We just gave them big deals. They've never been to the playoffs. Like all these guys we got, there's so many guys that we have, they've never been to the playoffs that are foundational pieces here for the Jets. So it's like, hey, you got this guy, Justin Fields, here 2 years. You better give him something, bro, so that we figure out who he is too fully before we give him a big deal. Because if he shows up and shows out, you don't need to get rid of Justin Fields. You need to keep him. So I'm going to give him every chance to show me who he is. That means you got to give him something more viable than Garrett Wilson, who is phenomenal, and a bunch of question marks. Because there's no one else at that wide receiver position that even puts fear, big fear, in anyone's hearts. Not Alan Lazard, not Josh Reynolds, none of those guys.
He's injured too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got Alan Lazard. He's already banged up.
Yeah, he already shoulder gone for 2 weeks. So it's like, who else are you? Now look, Mason Taylor, I think he's going to be solid. He's a rookie, but I think he's going to be solid. I think he'll be top 3 in receptions for the Jets for sure. If that ankle doesn't cause him a lot of problems this year, which is a high ankle sprain, and those injuries tend to linger. That injury tends to linger. I think Breece Hall is a phenomenal weapon out there. He's a running back. Where are you, bro? Go get him a number 2, bro. Go get him a number 2.
Would you try to go and get Amari Cooper just for the cheap route? Because, I understand. This is why I kind of took it back as well, too, because we have a lot of dead money. We're still paying Mike Williams. We're still paying – I don't know if we're still paying Devonta Adams, but we're definitely still paying Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
Did a lot of, pushing back of contracts and stuff, restructuring. So we're still paying a couple of that as well too. So that's why I was saying like next year they're gonna really spend, but this year is more like they're building the culture. But I definitely get where you're coming from because I want to get back into the playoffs. I don't want to just keep watching other teams in the playoffs. I want us to actually get some weapons and stuff because listen, the playoffs is nothing but weapons. You have to have as many weapons because they're gonna definitely tie down your best player out there, which is Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall and stuff. Breece Hall, and you got to have as much weapons out there. And again, I want to give Justin Fields a fair shake. And I also wanted to say this as well too, like the plays that they was running, it actually works into Justin Fields' strengths. So that's another thing another key that I like that I seen from the Packers game. And again, it was only one game, so going forward, I definitely want to see more.
Yeah, look, I hear you, and I understand people talking about draft stock. I don't think you'll have to blow like that much draft stock to keep him. And I understand people talking about the cap. And listen, every year there's a bunch of teams that, they're in cap hell and blah, blah, blah. And they find a way to get it done. Every year.
Absolutely.
Every year.
The Chiefs.
Bruh, every year. They got cap problems. Everything's over. The sky's falling. Everything's going to fall down around Kansas City. They get this guy signed, that guy signed, bringing another veteran guy. Okay, cool.
Like how did they do it?
Yeah, how did they do it? That's what I'm saying. How do you do it? Like so come on. Why can't we, work the same way? It's like I'm not saying like, just blow out the door with money. Don't pay him something wildly crazy, but you can get a 2-year extension. Get him a 2-year extension.
Absolutely.
He's 30. Keep him until he's 32. I understand talking about Amari Cooper, but is Amari Cooper going to get you, well over 1,000 yards? Do you think he's going to get you that? Like at his age right now?
Good, probably 600, 700 or
that's
something
what I'm saying.
like that.
McLaurin's had 1,000 yards the last 5 seasons.
Sheesh.
The last 5 seasons. He going to get you 1,000 yards, dog. And he's still a very productive wide receiver. Again, I know he's 30. I know he is. But he's still extremely productive. Get him a 2-year extension. Keep him till he's 32. And then move on about your business. But don't have Justin Fields here with Garrett Wilson and question marks. Don't do that. Right. Don't just settle him with that.
And do you feel like the front office is being a little complacent when it comes to that? Or you feel like they're still trying to just install their culture and then next year they're going to spend? Kind of how
that's how I envision it. I don't think they're being complacent. I just think they're going, hey, we have, they have faith and trust in the guys that they have, right? You saw how one of his first moves was like grabbing Josh Reynolds, like bringing him into the building. This is a guy, they have history with. So it's like, I understand that. But there's no way you can look at that.
The fullback, right?
No, Josh Reynolds, the wide receiver.
Oh,
Josh Reynolds, the wide receiver.
Gotcha.
That was one of the guys that he brought in. They also worked on Alan Lazard's deal, right? Got him all the way down. He's not. They did a restructure with him. He's making nowhere near the type of money that he would have made under his last deal. So it's like, they did some things. I think they feel reasonably confident, I guess, with the guys that they have. But it's like, y'all got to make some more moves. But I do think that the door is open for them to spend next season for sure. Next season for sure, I think they're going to spend.
I feel like next season they're really going to, because I feel like they're just fixing whatever the last regime did and just seeing what guys they want to keep. And then next year, that's when they're going to really like pursue more of the players that they want in the culture. And they're going to, get some of the players that they're looking for or to keep whoever they want here. And they're going to see what's going to happen with the Breece Hall contract because I'm really concerned about that as well too, because again, I understand, like we want to like at least bring some of the money as well too on certain players that we do want to bring back. So, because the contract is up when it comes to Jermaine Johnson, you got Breece Hall, you got other players as well too. So, I definitely, I could understand that as well, but I really want to start winning. I want to get back into being a competitive team.
Yep. And not only winning, but like I want to add pieces that, if you get McLaurin for 2 years, you still got another year with him. And then, Justin Fields has another year here too. I think he's a 2-year deal.
Right.
And you can keep adding pieces, but you got your 1 and your 2 set. Now you just kind of looking around going, okay, if Breece Hall has the season I think he's gonna have, I'm keeping Breece. I'm getting Vera Tucker's deal done. Okay, what else could be the problem? Maybe you just need a pass rusher. Maybe you just need to add one more pass rusher. And then you're looking around, and it's like, bro, the Jets are a team that really is built to win a Super Bowl. So I'm not going crazy on this front office. I'm not screaming, I'm not swinging a sledgehammer saying they're terrible. I'm just saying, with a guy like that out there, why not make this move? Why not give up a 3rd-round pick? Why not? Just trade down. You can regain that capital. But if you can get the type of production that he's going to bring you and finally get to the playoffs so you can start figuring out how to win, so these players will start realizing what that atmosphere is like so that they can adjust themselves, I'm telling you, it goes a long way. If you want to learn how to dance, you got to go to the dance. You know what I'm saying? If you want to learn dance moves, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't learn the Dougie sitting on the couch. You got to get out there, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Get up.
Yeah.
You gotta learn those moves.
I'm saying, like, you can't, if you can't figure it out until you want to get sturdy, go to New York. Figure out how to get sturdy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it works.
Then you can bring it back to your tribe,
exactly.
Your team, and then that's what you learn.
Yeah, everybody getting sturdy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want a Millie Rock? You gotta go talk to somebody that does the Millie Rock. You know what I'm saying? Go learn it and then come back. But until you go and learn that, what are we doing? What are we doing? That's all I'm saying. That's my devil's advocate argument there. All right. But I understand both sides. I get it. So, Val, this is a phenomenal call, man. I want to thank you for calling in. Great stuff. I'm going to have to let you go because we're running short on time, and I got to go. But thank you for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, man.
Absolutely, man. All right, Joe, and all the savages out there. Listen, new year, new season. Let's get these wins, and hopefully we could break this drought that we in. I guess it's 14 or 15 now, but hopefully we get to the playoffs. And, yeah, proof. Witness over proof any day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Blog Talk, and I'm out of here.
Oh, my God. Goodbye, Val. Get him out of here. Get him out of here immediately. Man. Blog Talk. I don't even want to talk about Blog Talk, bruh. Anywho, as we close out the show, okay, when you see me in person, because you will see me in person, okay, because I'll be outside. Listen, free hugs for everybody. Free hugs for everybody. Okay? The hugs are absolutely free, and they will always remain free, no matter what anyone tells you. All right? I want to thank you folks for listening, for commenting, for getting involved, however you do, however you interact with the show. Thank you. Again, please give the stream and everything and a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Okay? Mayberry, I'll see you in the building. Salutes. All right? Outlaw salutes. Listen, phenomenal stuff. All right? So I hope everybody enjoys themselves, all right, and that game we got coming up, and we'll keep the shows rolling. I want to thank you folks for listening, watching, and getting involved. You folks have a good one. Peace. Hold on, folks. All right, we're back. Listen, got to make this quick because we got to go. Listen, folks, okay? I want to thank everybody for watching the show. Links. There's a link tree in the chat. The link tree has links to all of my social media, also has links to all of my YouTube pages. Please get involved with all of them, okay? We do this show year-round, okay? Year-round, we do this show, and we talk about the Jets, and I take callers, okay? There may be a change to how we take callers, but right now, this is how we're doing it. So when you call in, okay, if I miss you, I will get back to you, okay? I will call you right back, okay? After the calls, but that's just how we have to do it now. But again, there could be a change. So when you call in, please make sure your background's clear of noise. Please make sure that your phone's good as well. Excuse me. So it doesn't sound like you're in a wind tunnel. Some people call in sometimes and they have what are those things? The headsets, like the wireless Bluetooth headsets. It makes you echo like crazy. Put that away. Take that off, come closer to your phone so we can hear you. If I can't hear you, my audience can't hear you, what can I do? There's nothing I can do. Okay, I'll just move on. Don't curse on my show. That's like the only rule. Don't curse on my show. Okay. If you curse crazy, I'll get you up out of here. Savages that have been around have seen me do that. Okay. Don't call in talking crazy like that. Why? Because this is YouTube. Okay. And I love YouTube. Okay. I love YouTube. So YouTube is very sensitive to that type of language, and I respect and love YouTube. So if you call in talking crazy, I'm going to get you up out of here. I'm going to get you up out of here. All right. So don't do that. All right. I know I don't have to say that to, people that have been around. You're very intelligent. You can, you speak very well. You can, let people know what your message is without doing that. I know that, but I have to put that out there for people that may just be around and may not know. So I have to put that out there. Okay. But, I know that most of my audience, hey, y'all don't have those issues. And, honestly, sometimes the Jets will take you there. I've been close myself. They'll take you to that brink. They'll have you going crazy. Okay. But, we can't do that. Okay. So, man, I want to thank everybody for calling in. Again, don't call me from a phone that you found in a Home Depot dumpster. Please make sure your lines are good when you call in. Okay. And so we have a lot of fun. We get to everybody. If I miss you, I will come back to you. I'm not a guy that goes crazy on people if you have a take that I don't like, but I will challenge your perspective. I will do that. Okay. I will challenge your perspective. I had a talk with someone recently. I won't say who it was, but they were like, Joe, man, I just be worried sometimes. I was nervous about, calling because I was like, hey, I don't know. I was like, listen, if you want to have a discussion about Jets football, I do too. That's why I do this. But if you have a perspective, I'm going to challenge it. Even if I agree with it, sometimes I'll challenge it just to see, why you have that thought. Why is that thought in your head? Why do you think the way you do? I want to know. All right. So I don't go crazy and attack people, but I'm definitely going to challenge your point. So please be prepared to defend your point. Okay. Rusty salutes. Rusty says, Joe, I respect you, but I respect YouTube like I do the NFL Zebras. Listen, it is what it is. I love YouTube. Okay. So we have a lot of fun on this channel. We watch games during the season. We usually have radio shows after the games. If the time allows, okay. If the games are really late, I usually ask the Savages. But usually we have the shows after the game, like regular times. But if the games are like at like 8 or what do they use, like whatever the night games, the Thursday nights, Monday nights, Saturday, Sunday nights, and stuff like that, we'll usually have the show the next day. But sometimes we do have shows. Most of the time we have shows directly after the game, and those shows are hot, especially if the Jets lost bad. There's been some shows. There's been some shows after a Jets loss that just it was off the rails, man. It was off the rails, man, and the callers respected. They didn't curse, but everything else just out the window. Oh well. They didn't curse, So, please get involved. We watch games together, and then after we do a radio show, so we have a lot of fun doing that. I game on this channel sometimes. I'll get back to that soon. And there's other content coming. So please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and get involved with what your boy is doing over here, all right? We have a lot of fun here. I do a lot of great things. Salutes to all the Savages in the building, man. All right? Rusty salutes. He says, Joe, you're awesome, fam. Salutes, bud. Salutes. Thank you so much. Phenom says, Joe talks sports. Joe talks Jets. That's a fact. Salutes, Phenom. Excuse me. Good to see you, man. Good to see y'all all in here, all right? Outlaw salutes. Always good to see you in the building as well. Mayberry salutes. Always good to see you. You know, Shweta. Always good to see you in the building as well. Danger Zone. Okay. B66 salutes and respect to you. B Shep salutes and respect to you. JJ, Todd. Salutes and respect to everybody, man, that joined your boy, said what's up, and got involved with everything that I was doing here tonight. Please, again, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. Give the video streams a thumbs up, okay? So we'll keep it going. Keep the content going. We'll continue to have fun. I'll let y'all know what time next week there's going to be a show. I'll see if I'm watching the game with y'all, but more than likely that's not going to happen. But I'll let y'all know if that changes. But if y'all don't hear nothing, it's not going to happen. More than likely it's not. But during the season, we'll watch games together and have a great time. So I got to get out of here. Listen, folks, be safe. Be safe in these times, okay? A lot of crazy things going on in this world. Don't ask me why. Please be safe, okay? Sit down with your friends, your family, eat some good food, watch some good TV, enjoy some good meals together, and tell the people that you love them, okay? It's important to me in my life. It's important to me in my life, and I hope it's important to you in yours, okay? It means a lot. It means a lot, okay? Boy, oh boy, it means a lot because you never know. You never know, all right? So I'm going to get out of here. You folks have a good one. Enjoy yourselves and be safe out here, folks.